Some of the greatest pleasures I have is just those quiet mornings running around and chasing the light. Hello, my name's Bello. I'm a sports photographer for Getty Images. Photographed many different sports from around the world, many different countries. I'm based in New York, and I've been doing this now for about 21 years. Some of the major events that I've covered around the world have been the Olympics. I've done 8 Olympic Games, 4 winter and 4 summer. I've done the Super Bowl here in America, lots of World Series. I've also covered many championship boxing matches, many different things as well around the world. I've done plenty of sports, and there isn't many that I haven't done. The beauty of the Olympics is that you're in all kinds of weather, you're in all kinds of lighting situations, and you're dealing with all kinds of different athletes. So you put all that together, and it's a sports photographer's dream to be there, trying to work out your ideas in a huge compressed environment of other sports photographers, of other television people, of fans, of the world's best athletes all being there, and you're confined to these little spots, and you have to try and figure out how to get a better angle than the person next to you, or the person over there, or a person upstairs, or the person downstairs. It's a constant challenge every day, and you love it. It drives you crazy one day you're down, and one day you get a good picture, you're back up again. You try and find some kind of balance. You can't get too up, you can't get too down, and you just keep moving. You just gotta forget about what happened in the past and move on to the next thing. When you're at a swim meet, let's say, where you can't be in the pool, you've got to set the camera up way ahead of time. Visualize the frame before it actually happens. So you're pretty much staring at a blank frame, almost like a painting, I guess. And what you got to do is figure out where they're going to break the water. There's a specific photo I might want to talk about. It's a backstroke start from underwater. So as they come closer to the water, their reflection looks back down on them. I knew I had to set the camera up at a certain part of the pool where they break the plane of the water. And that was crucial, because if I would have set the camera up too far this way or too far that way, they wouldn't have met their reflection at the top of the water. So having all that done, you put the camera down in the pool, set it, focus it, and then run the remote cord out of the pool, wait for the event to start, get the first race of the day, because that's when the water is the most still, and you get one shot at it and blast the remote as they go by. And we got lucky, made our own luck, I guess you can say. One of the reasons I like to do underwater photography is not everybody does it. I wanted to try something different. I wanted to try something to challenge myself. It's worked out. I like it. I like it a lot. It's a lot of work. There's a lot of elements involved when you get underwater. The techniques are pretty much the same as being above water. You're still looking for the same good background light, action techniques, and the composition and all that. But now you're underwater, so you have a challenge of either holding your breath or using scuba tanks to breathe underwater. You've got to look through goggles, and the buttons aren't the same. You've got to press all these bulky buttons to get what you want. So, once you get past all that and you get used to it, then you could start to actually think about taking pictures. When you're shooting sports photography, a lot of elements that come into play are lines, whether it's a boxing ring, lines in a swimming pool, lines on a horse track, just lines at a track meet in athletics. Try and incorporate that into your photo and make it work for you and not against you. When you talk about light, there's different kinds of light you could talk about. Ambient light is one, the existing light that is surrounding you, whether it come from the sun, through a window, wherever. But you got to know where it's coming from, and you got to know how to work it out in your head where the picture's going to be and how you're going to shoot it. One recent situation I was in, I had to go to a horse race track and photograph training in the morning. I wanted to get horses training with the sun in the background, particularly silhouettes with hopefully a nice saturated orange-red sky. So I knew I had to get there early. I looked up when the sun was coming up, and from past experience where I had to be to line the horses up with the sun in the background and silhouette them, expose it correctly with a clean background as well. And that's where angles come in, preparation, and the willingness to get up early and go out and do that. Now, when I compose a picture together, the composition part, to me, it's usually, I'm trying to get something going on in, especially with wide angle lenses, something going on in every part of the frame that makes sense. It doesn't always happen, you know, I mean, sometimes I gotta sit there and just shoot what's in front of me because I'm not allowed to move anywhere. That's another story. But if I have my wits about me and I'm able to get where I gotta go, that's how I like to work. One of the reasons I like to shoot from above is that most likely always kills your background. It takes out anything that's sticking up out of the ground, be it a pole, a referee, sponsorship signs everywhere. You know, if you go up into the stands or overhead in the catwalk, you're looking right down, and usually it's the floor that's your background, or some kind of specific lines that you're trying to work out together with your subject. In this digital world we've come to be used to right now, you know, sometimes it's good to go backwards. And I've always had this idea to work with boxers, do portraits of boxers. They've got great faces, they've got great stories. A lot of their stories are told on their faces. I spent about 6 months traveling the country with a 4x5 camera and a small studio setup, and found boxers from Mike Tyson to 9-year-old kids to be my subjects. And you know, it was every chance I got to photograph one of these boxers was a very unique and special experience. I can't put my finger on what was my favorite or where was my favorite. I have to say the whole project was my favorite. You know, just listening to their stories, and a lot of them, you know, have been forgotten, a lot of these past champions, and they light up and they think about their past and they're being paid attention to again. And guys like, you know, Jake LaMotta, the Raging Bull, or, you know, Carmen Basilio, or Chuck Wepner, the guy who knocked down Muhammad Ali. You know, he was the inspiration for Rocky, you know. So I've got these thoughts in my head and was able to put it out, you know, in film, in 4x5 film, which, you know, really isn't shot that much anymore. So it was a really fun project, and you got to do things like that to keep yourself happy. You know, the beauty of taking pictures is I have an idea in my head, and it goes through my body and out from my hands into the camera and out as a picture. And that's the greatest thing in the world, really, to see what your idea is come to life on a photograph.